It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got? Ooh, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time of when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this, the exclusive details.
Sorry, I had no idea what the fuck that was. I'm just in a good mood. It's podcast day, so.
No, but as soon as you came on, it fucking froze again.
Oh no! Is it all right again now?
No, but
No. Oh no! So I'm probably stuck in some stupid fucking pose
there you go.
with a dumb
It's
fuck look on my
fucking
face. I'm
out,
back.
and it's just
I'm
real
back.
life and-
Fuck! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. We've been having technical issues all fucking evening with this, but we'll push through. We'll push on through. Are we doing what's? You can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. That's good enough. The video is going to be in and out. Let's hope that works. Let's hope that goes, because
You're back now. You're back now.
this is in and out. Sorry guys, I've been having all sorts of issues at my end. Fucking fix your shit, Internode. Yeah.
5G,
All right.
4Gs. Jesus.
Mate. Other than dealing with the technical dramas, my man, how you been?
Dude,
You're sounding a bit sick.
I am very quite ill, but I have Neil deGrasse Tyson tomorrow, so I must persevere.
Oh, awesome. You're going to the lecture or something, right?
Yeah, dude, I really want to see deGrasse. I really wanna see
Hell
it.
yeah. Well, we're looking forward to hearing about it when we come back.
It's gonna be fucking fire.
That's fucking awesome, man.
So,
Yeah.
How
That's great.
have
That's
you
really,
been,
really good.
friend?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. I got, getting back on the work train, which is pretty good. Been doing more guitars for the Skunk Bone album. We've been working on that. We got all the cleans finished today, or the clean guitars finished today. So that's pretty sick. They're sounding nice. Working on stuff for Nuclear Vision. We've been preparing for, shows that we got coming up and stuff that's not yet announced that we're working towards, and all kinds of things. I got a mask specially painted up for this one, for the show that we're doing with our guest today. So that's really awesome. And I got something special in the mail. I got something real special in the mail. The lovely boys at Piston Fist were so kind as to send me a copy of their new album that hasn't released yet. It comes out this month. Piston Fist got their new album coming out on vinyl, ready to go. I'm keen.
That is a red hot press. Like the artwork cover on that, the whole lot.
It's pretty good. It's right in the pocket for those guys. It's really, really good. If you're not familiar with Piston Fist, go and check them out, because they're rad dudes, and that's awesome. So massive shout out to those boys for that. Very, very keen to see what they've got coming up. I think we're going to try and get them on soonish in relation to the Nu Metal Mayhem tour, because I think they're doing that whole thing, which is awesome. So I think as it gets closer, we're trying to line up interviews with all those other acts on that. So trying to make that happen. And obviously, we have just quickly before we kind of move on to other stuff. We have a gig that's coming up. Well, we don't have a gig, but there's a gig coming up this weekend that we're going to talk about. We have, because we're going to be trying to do a bit of a gig guide thing, as you know, we're still hashing out exactly how it's all going to work. But we have a very special surprise for everyone tonight. At the end of the stream, we are going to be having an exclusive first ever listen to the new Trip Sitter single. So if you stick around to the end of the stream, and you will get to hear it with us. You will get our genuine first reactions. We have not listened to it.
Yeah.
We've been sitting on the link for days waiting for tonight.
We have been.
So,
but to be fair, mine's going to be very biased because I fucking love the Trips to the people. And they can do no wrong.
but getting back to the gig guide thing, this single launches tomorrow. And so if you're going to be in Brisbane, if you're going to be around Brisbane tomorrow night, get on down to Black Bear for the Trip Sitter single release because they are going to be playing there with Chamberlain, boys in Chamberlain, and Bonsai Bay.
Dude.
So get yourself down to Black Bear in Brisbane tomorrow night for that show, because that show is going to be a ripper. And if you want to hear the song before everyone else, before it fucking comes out tomorrow, stick around to the end of the stream because we're going to be having a listen. Speaking of gigs, our guest today has a gig coming up in Brisbane.
Yes.
In a couple of months.
Yes.
He is going to be playing at Helvegenfest. I don't know. I can never get the name right. Helvegenfest. He's going to be playing Helvegenfest at the Back Room with a shitload of bands. This is a whole fucking festival thing. This gig has got a massive lineup, including a bunch of rad bands including Dark Law, We the Hollow, Warrior Within, Death Plague, Snake Mountain. Love me some Snake Mountain, Flesh Torrent, a whole bunch more. This is going to be a crazy fucking show, and of course, I think it's time we get to it. This guy has just released. What did you call it?
I called it the best new fucking metal album of 2023 because
the best new metal album of 2023.
Oh, it hits
and
hard.
I'll back that up. If you haven't listened to this album, you need to go listen to it. He has just dropped Metal Murder 4K. It is some heavy fucking shit. It is Australia's own horrorcore fucking king.
Oh.
Let's get him on here.
Oh, he's got an applause wheel.
It is Kid Crusher, my man, my brother. I'm rocking it. I'm rocking the old faded Cannibal Clown shirt. I had to for tonight because, that's how we roll. We support the homies. We support the homies, man. And you know what? I did not even line this up. I didn't even realize this when we were organizing to get you on. This week is Gathering of the Juggalos.
It is, yeah. That's pretty great.
I didn't even realize that. I did not even realize that.
I didn't realize it was coming up too until people were posting about it, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's actually on right now." Okay.
Yeah. It's on. It fucking man. It's going crazy. I got some friends that I met over there in the US when I was on holiday there. They've rocked on down to Gathering of Juggalos. They're having a great old time over there. But yeah, total accident. That one.
No. What's good about technology these days is a lot of people live streaming it, and you can actually just experience it more than just seeing some photos and stuff. Like say back in 2009 or 10, you'd only used to see like very small clips, like pages of the now it's like live. You can see live videos going on. Like I remember one year they did a pay-per-view to watch every stage, and I love that shit. But like I don't think enough people watch it because that was a one and only event. Now I can't really attend the gathering, so like. Being there virtually, especially with COVID times and making virtual stuff, they should definitely have kept that pay-per-view aspect of the gathering going, I reckon.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Kid Crusher has a little bit of trouble. Is that still going on? Going over to the US, you're still not allowed to sort of attend those events and shit like that?
Not really. It's just no one's really want to buckle down and plan something properly. To get a visa, like a musician visa over there, I need a proper management tour already kind of settling out. But yeah, they won't let me in as a visitor, so I can't just go to the gallery. So it's not like I'm being a dick and just pay me or something. I have to be properly manageably booked.
Yeah, because I remember last time we spoke, you said you were having trouble, you were having trouble getting the visa to get over there.
Yeah. It's still, it's easy. Well, I wouldn't say easy to get a visa, but really, I don't know how the fuck to do it. So if someone knows how to do the visas and wants to bring me over, let's do it. We bring people over to Australia all the time and help them with their visas. I know that shit. So help.
Well, I think that's it. I think it comes down to the business because obviously you can't just go over on a holiday visa because then you get in more shit and there'll be a lot of scrutiny on your stuff and they'll obviously pick that up and then you'll be in more trouble again. And if you want to come over on a business visa, you need certain criteria you got to meet, and that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, I think a lot of probably big people who want to invest in me probably are scared, thinking I won't get in. But the thing is, I can get in on the musician visa. That's a fact. I just can't get in. I'm banned as a visitor. That's all.
Okay. So it's really up to a management standpoint to actually try and get you over on their part.
manager slash promoter. You know, like
Yeah.
like I attempted to set it up myself with a manager back in 2012, but that like he hadn't done management before, so that was his first gig as a manager, and it went over his head as well. He's like, I don't know how to fucking do this.
Yeah. Well, someone needs to get this shit to like to you know, to the Twisted guys, the ICP guys, and just, you know, be like, make this shit happen, yo, make it happen. They need to bring you over.
I think people are just people are still feeding lies. Like I remember there's some rumors going around that I bought weed to the airport. I'm like, who came up with that? Who's making these stories? Like,
dude,
oh,
really?
so yeah,
go
remember
something
Shaq?
better than that. Like if you, such a half-assed.
Yeah, like obviously people are spreading around a bit because even Shaggy heard that story and he was saying it on one of his shows, and I'm like, I was in the chat at the time and I wrote, and then they went, oh, Kid Crush is in the chat, and I was like, yeah, that did not happen.
Oh
Who's saying
man,
that?
come on.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So it's
though.
ruining
That's
opportunities for me in a way. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to bring the juggalos here.
Oh, we
Maybe.
tried doing them gathering.
Yeah, we've tried making that shit happen for sure. It's just yeah, pain in the ass to there's reputations and all sorts of stuff, unfortunately. So
I have no
But yeah.
idea. That is a whole new realm for me. Yeah, no idea.
man,
Like, that's
we gotta get you in there.
It's
We
up
gotta
to
get
the
you in the
promoters.
realm.
I'm
You
just
gotta
the
show your
talent.
best.
and talent you are, my friend. So, like, okay, let's get into this. Metal Murder 4K. It's a fucking meaty album.
It's heavy as fuck. Let's start right there. It's heavy as fuck, this album. Like, you went. This really is, as someone that's, you know, been a friend of yours for quite a while. Followed a lot of your work for, God, it's got to be near 10 years now at least. Because like I think the first time I saw you was more than 10 years actually. Because the first time I saw you was at that fucking thing that was underneath the restaurant in Parramatta.
You're talking about Hotel Parramatta.
No, where the place where Club Lead was.
Yeah, Hotel
You know, where
Parramatta.
Club Lead used to be.
Yeah,
It was under the
little,
right near the station.
Down
and you
underground.
go in
They used to have a little arcade thing underground there. Hotel Parramatta. I used to drink there.
So I don't know if it was an arcade necessarily. It was like it was like a restaurant where you go down, and it was like underneath they had the whole thing.
Club Superstars, was it?
No, I don't
Or was it a
know. I
different
can't
one?
remember. That might have been a different one, but I definitely remember it was the one where like it was you and Nutcase and bald-headed nasties, I think, was it?
Scallywags. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
that was-
And you guys did you and Nutcase did your song together, and man, that was crazy, man. Like that was the first time I saw you, and it must have been 2010-ish thereabouts, I think. But we didn't really like start talking until probably like 20. It must have been a couple of years later, because I know we did ICP in 2013. So
Yeah, no, I can't
like
pinpoint. That was definitely Club Superstars. That place, I remember that show.
Yeah.
That was freaking crazy. That was one I set up, and it was like I booked everyone to play, and like I never got to play with Died Souls or Nutcase or Bald-Headed Scalawags for that, man. And even before, and that was the last time we ever performed together. Besides Nutcase jumping up doing amusement here and there. That was a cool gig, and yeah, no, you've been killing it as a DJ ever since. Like, I can't remember. I think I just got you to play music at one gig. I can't remember. You were in the back, and then you ended up jumping on stage after that.
Yeah, it was once when you did it, once it moved to the Bald-Faced Stag, we got me to run tracks between sets and everything, and then I think the next time was up on stage and all that. So. But yeah, like getting back to the point, like I've been, you know, following your stuff. I've been, you know, friends for a while. I've been following your stuff for even longer, and like, it's very clear to me that this album is like production-wise is the culmination of a very long, like a lot of effort, a lot of time spent learning and trying different stuff, and just learning to do it better and better each time, and building it and taking that next step up every time. It's and not just on the Kid Crusher stuff, but on all the releases you've done over the years with the different projects. This really does come through as just It's heavy. It's fucking loud as a motherfucker.
Oh, that's that's an
It will. If you're gonna when you put this album in and start playing it, make sure you haven't got your volume turned up too loud because
headphone warning.
You will blow your you will blow your face off if you do that.
Oh, really?
But it's loud as fuck, dude, and
like
I love it.
Like I was saying, we got to read a couple of these comments. But we need a new hello emoji for the YouTubes. Okay, we'll work on that. Hazard Halo, how you going, lovely? And Katie Crizzy, Casey in the house. Very happy to see you. And yep, Hotel Parramatta had stripper poles.
Yes, it did.
It's me. Oh, hey, it's me. Is Scover here? I have no idea.
No, sorry, Marvin. Not sure. But yeah, so like obviously this new album, like, what can you tell us about it? Like, how long's it been in the works? You know, what's the, like, other than the sort of Metal Murder 4K like general thing of the album, is there like a running theme through all of the tracks and the songs here? Is there, you know, particular areas that you struggled with the album? Like, what can you tell us about it, man, in the process for this one?
Well, one thing you guys said with it being crazy loud, which is insane, because I mixed this whole album like at max volume in studio headphones, so I was making sure the shit won't blow your speakers. So it's meant to be listened loud. I tested in the car, the headphones. That's mainly the two I jumped
to listen
between.
loud. It's good to listen. Like, yeah, I'm saying like just it kind of sneaks up on you, I think, because like coming out the speakers, it's fucking like it's the kind of album where it's so sonically full that when it comes out it's like if you've got your stereo up at a loud volume already, when you start playing it, it's just like, it like fucking really smashes
you. Quiet video that you've got to turn it right up on, and then your track comes on next, and it just catches you off guard.
I should probably do an unplugged album next and do a lot lighter and smooth jazz.
Yeah, acoustic stuff. That's what we need.
We need a KC.
We need a KC acoustic album where you're doing like fucking like one Oasis style versions of some of your tracks, man, or something.
Wonderwall.
Yeah. No,
I'd love to hear an acoustic version of Brain Taco, man, like straight up.
Yeah, I don't know, but I tried. I should probably try and like on the next album, you know, like turn the adrenaline and energy down just a little bit, because I'm almost pushing 40, and I think like my energy levels aren't there. But I'm very surprised like how I got this album out of me, because it seemed like forever since I did the last Kid Crusher album. It was like 2018, and time has just gone so fucking fast lately. I don't like. I don't know if it's just me, but like minutes are like seconds to me lately, and just days and years are just freaking months. Like, it's just gone by so fast. And the fact that like it feels like I've done nothing, but when you really look at it, like 2018 was Distorted Dimension, and after that I started working on the Caveman album, and Evolution came out just shy of 2021, and the Rectal Birth EP came out 2022, and then 2023 Metal Murder 4K. So it's like every year got an album the last 3 years, catching up, you know. But as for when I started it, it pretty much started right when I was working on Distorted Dimension, because I found this other producer and started working with him, and I'm like, well, this doesn't work on Distorted Dimension, because he was more mixtapey. So basically, it had a different album title. It wasn't going to be Metal Murder 4. It was actually going to be called Aftershocks. That relates to like just kind of drama in general, kind of inspired by Tremors 2 Aftershocks, one of my favorite movies. But like it's just like the earthquake after, you know, the little earthquakes after the big earthquake is what is a metaphor of, you know, whether it be I don't know, something traumatizing in your life is the earthquake, and then, you know, the trauma of traumatic can't even put PTSD. No, I'll just put it. I can't even fucking say. That's what I think the album kind of themes at. It does. Even I kind of hate that I changed the title to Metal Murder 4, but everyone kept screaming at me, "Do Metal Murder 4, Metal Murder 4. When's that going to come out?" They said that since 2013, which is funny. That was almost 10 years ago next year that I did Metal Murder 3. I was like, wow, it's almost a 10-year anniversary on that album. I was like, fuck. Like I said, time's flying. But yeah, because of that, also, I was talking to my mate about it, and he just, I just said, look, I hate the sound of Metal Murder 4. And he goes, what if you call it 4K? And I was like, shit, now I have to do it. So I got retitled. It got retitled last year, I think. And that's when I started kicking up the progress of the album. Like I only really started working on it like maybe early mid last year. And the last 6 months of this album has been intense, trying to finish it. So it was like really, yeah, the last 6 months was really when the first half of the album got developed. And the second half of the album was basically what Aftershocks was, more. I don't know if you can tell if it's different. Metal Mud always has that feeling to me that the first 10 tracks are, the same, and then after that it kind of switches up. There's cover songs, there's all different genres and stuff. So, yeah, Aftershocks was the second half. Metal Metaphor was the first half, and they just both got squashed together.
Oh,
so it's been a long time.
Realistically, it's like a double album that you've compressed into one.
Yeah, originally I was going to split them up, and just like because the first half is just metal, really crazy, and then the second half kind of winds down a little bit. But it's another thing of it has to be like the other three Metal Murders. It has to be 20 tracks long. It has to have featuring artists. So originally there was no featuring artists, and all of those got added the very last minute as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. The thing is, as you said, you've been releasing a few different albums for your different projects over the last few years. So fans of yours are not left wanting for material. They're not left wanting for stuff to listen to. And look, I mean, we all know, like, hardcore fans, they always want as much as they can get. They always want more. They always want, which is fine. Like, it's good to have fans that want to hear your stuff. It absolutely is. But I mean, for some fans, it may not ever be enough, unfortunately. But I think, so coming from a perspective of a reasonable person, you've released 3 albums or 2 albums and an EP in 3 years. Like, that's some hard fucking work. And
It's that 20 tracks per album. Let's not be
like,
shy here.
That's to be that's absolutely to be respected. Like,
dude,
not many other people are out here doing that.
and not making them so good in 20 tracks. Normally, you sort of like you do what you said before. You do the 10, pull it out, and then do the other 10. Like it's yeah. But at least you whacked it all on one.
Yeah, compared to other artists, it's usually they just work on singles now or 10-track, even 12-track albums. So really, that is the generic length of an album. And I can't say why I overdid it, but I kept trying to, especially because the release date kept getting pushed. I was thinking maybe I should just, cut it a little bit and leave those last 5 tracks. Something was just pushing me. When I took one track away, it didn't feel complete to me. I had to put it back there. And I'm like, I got to spend another week on this track, and I'm definitely going to do it. My voice was really getting shredded because I was screaming every second day, and I was just like, I need to stop. There's actually one song that did make it on there at the very end. There's another cover song. I was sitting there screaming my fucking head off, and I'm like, I gotta stop. My head's like, I was getting sinus and headaches and shit. There's something telling me I just can't put this last one on there. So that one's already in another folder for the next album.
Oh shit! Okay, so you can't. Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna ask what it was, but if it's for the next album, I won't make you. I won't ask you to tell us that. I'll let that one stay a surprise for when the next.
Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna let Aftershocks actually shine because I love the title. So the next album is Aftershocks, and it's basically gonna serve as a part 2 of Metal Metaphor of the tracks that are gonna make on, because there's more than one track that that doesn't have.
Off the law of averages.
Oh, you have no idea though, because Metal Meta 3D originally the beat folder had 120 tracks in there, 120, and I cherry picked ones that are so. There's about 30 tracks, 30 beats that are in the Aftershocks folder already, which kind of shifted over. But will those ever see the light of day? I don't know. I've still got tracks from albums ago that are still floating around that I've not put lyrics to, So that's just the way it works. I get these beats that I feel, but they don't speak to me sometimes. So I don't have any ideas of what to call it or what to rap on it. So that's why some of those tracks don't go anywhere.
Yeah. But that's it, right? It's like a lot of people, they say, how do you write so many great songs? It's like, well, I write a lot of bad ones as well. Like you're out there, you're doing like you're constantly working on stuff, and that's, I guess, is the secret, right? Like they say, if you want to be a successful musician, author, painter, whatever it is. They're like, create something, try and create one thing every day. Try and force yourself to create one thing every day, and whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like, you're in the habit of creating every day, which gets your creative juices flowing. And if you create one thing, that might set you off, and then you might create another thing, and you kind of get the ball rolling. Or you may only create that one thing, and that's fine. But it's
failure is the next step to success, my friends.
You see how much music I make. You might think that I create stuff every day, but to be honest, I procrastinate a fuckload. Like, I prefer to. If I create shit every day, I'll fucking hate what I'm doing. That's why I've also got so many different bands, because I get kind of bored doing the same thing. So, like, not that I hate it. It's just like, if I feel like if I keep doing it, I am gonna hate it forever. And I'm like, that's why I push Kid Crusher away, and I'll jump into Caveman for a year, and then jump into Rectoburst for a bit. Or take a break and just talk movies, which is what I'm clearly obsessed with. So, like, I'm.
How's that going? You what is it? The Blockbuster bloke stuff? Is that?
That's my passion thing, man. I love talking movies. I worked at Blockbuster when I was little. My first job, anyway. So, like, that one's like basically.
I don't think I knew that about you. I don't think I knew you worked there. Like, I mean, I worked at fucking Blockbuster as my first job too, so I get it.
Oh, really? Yeah, cool. Well, I was like obsessed. Before Blockbuster was a place called Movieland, and that got bought out by Blockbuster. But I was at Movieland every fucking week, like, just hounding them, collecting the cutouts and posters, and I was annoying, man. Everyone fucking knew, he's that fuckhead trying to get that poster again. No, it's not free yet. Like. I mean, I just went and got that fucking thing from the cinema today, the huge Flash banner.
Nice.
Yeah, it's too big. It goes all the way behind that shit. So, like, I'm hoping it doesn't fall down mid-interview, because this thing's fucking so big and heavy. It's vinyl. But anyway,
I'm hoping it doesn't jump out the poster and assault you.
And I was determined to work at Blockbuster. Like, I knew it. Even when I was, like, in primary school, they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I'm like, "I want to work at Blockbuster," and I fucking did it. Like, everyone laughed. Like, why do you want to work at a video store for? I just love movies. I really do. And it's my first love. Music is my second love. So it's like, Blockbuster bloke was just a way of me, trying to talk about movies, because I love watching movies, but I ain't got no one to talk to them about. So I just like to, vent on the internet. So, but especially because I collect videotapes too, so I post pictures of those, like, mainly just nostalgia, showing my collection type shit. But anyway, Blockbuster bloke, most likely is pretty much disbanded at the moment. I'm rebranding and upgrading. And it's exciting as fuck what's going on, but it's big in my mind. It's big for me. So it's gonna be a big upgrade. I just can't talk about it yet because
that's
still
fair enough. That's fair enough.
But it's exciting as fuck.
There's new stuff
really
coming. Watch that space. Watch that space for the announcements, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realise is how people forget about a lot of old movies that are really starting to be relevant now.
True.
Demolition Man, but Demolition Man being one of them. Like, dude, any of you, like, fucking 25-year-olds and under, if you haven't seen Demolition Man, watch Demolition Man. That's the one we're making. It's scary. You're not going to be able to swear. You're going to get fined for it.
Go.
On videotape, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much. You reckon YouTube's bad now?
Like that. They try and do that shit in Australia. Oh man, there's just gonna be like,
we're all going to be broke in the first week.
If the Australian government starts fining us for swearing, then the GDP of Australia is gonna they're gonna have so much fucking money all of a sudden.
Watch a whole new language of the Australian language coming to Australian swearing. There'll be new. We can't say that. We'll variate it.
Yeah, we'll go back to the old. We'll go back to the old English way of saying stuff. Like, we'll just come up with rhyming slang for it and go that way. So, all right, I want to ask you this question. Mate. What, KC? What is your favorite track on the new album? What's the track that you're like, yeah, this is the fucking one?
At first, like, obviously, I had to pick the single, which is fucking one of the hardest things to do. I thought Happy was the best song, but I think it's more of the best beat to me. But I gravitate more to Slit Wrist at the moment. It's such an energetic track. And the beat is just fucking crazy. It's a bit short though. So again, like I also gravitate. There's more than a couple favorite. Is the song "Sick of Me." I think that one just fucking is massive epic. Like it's just more like the storytelling in there. It's just epic. Um, yeah. What is your favorites? I'm curious. Like what's
White Rabbit.
what's been amazing to me is every time I ask somebody what their favorite song is off the album, everyone always says something different, which is amazing. I know it's usually not two or three singles that stand out the most. Everyone always says one or the other. You know.
Yeah, but that's good though. I think the fact that it's there's a range of songs that people are really digging
Yeah.
is I think that speaks to just the quality and the variety that you're able to present on the album while still having that consistency across the board with it. I said, look, I mean, I said to you this before, like I'm a big fan of Down to Fuck. I think that's a really good one. Another Creepy Clown. I've been listening to that one a lot lately. Like that one really gets me going. So. But I mean, Slit Wrist and Happy are also incredibly good songs. It's just, it really is across the board a really solid album. And in terms of like a new metal album to come out, I know it's kind of in the horrorcore vein, but it's like very metal focused. So say new metal is
that was another thing I was
description. So, but it's fucking, it really is like everyone else is gonna have a problem matching this. For this year, for sure.
I wasn't really expecting to go for a title or anything. This is just me having fun. Like
You don't get to pick that though. We do.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And that's nuts for me to really hear. Like especially you say White Rabbit's your favorite. Like that's an unfinished track to me. There was actually meant to be a collab on that song, so I got cut short, and I was kind of stuck. I'm like, oh, this song doesn't sound right with just one verse, and like there was meant to be another person on the hook. I'm like, I'm just gonna delete it, and I'm like, nah, fuck it. I like the verse. I left it, and you're like not the first person to say it, but I'm just surprised. Some of these songs that I like. For instance, World So Cold as well. Like that one, I almost deleted because I thought it just doesn't fit with the album. It's too bright and Linkin Parky. And again, some people say it's their favorite song on the album. But yeah, I totally went outside the box for this album. It doesn't feel like a metal album to me now that I've put that label on it, because it's not so much horrorcore, like you say. It is a new metal. It more fits Aftershocks in my opinion, because that's the topic of it. It's more personal drama rather than horrorcore. So that last minute, I threw in a couple of songs like say Filthy Animals, which is more of a horrorcore song, and can't remember. There's another one I threw in there. But yeah, I could not write that much horror. I don't know why. It just wasn't on my mind. I'm like, I just wanted to write what I wanted to write, and it's still metal. And I murdered the shit out of it by, production-wise, I guess.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Given the propensity for covers on these, I saw the title "World So Cold," and I was kind of like, is that the Mudvayne one? Just a little part of me was like, oh, has he had a shot? It's a great song. Don't get me wrong, it's a great fucking song. I love it. But part of me was just like, oh, is that the thing? But I mean, there is some cool covers. Like the cover of Hell's Forecast is really cool. I dig that one. Obviously, big like ICP fan for like 20 years now. So that was like, I think that was like one of the first ICP albums to come out after I started listening to them. So, that was I was fucking stoked to hear a cover of that one on there. But yeah, I mean, Hazard Halo's just in the chat here. She's like, nothing wrong, that's a Craven, nothing wrong with evolving as an artist, and that's perfect. That's true. Like artists need to evolve and do different things.
Yeah, man.
Over time.
Dude, you grow as a person. Fucking hell, I can't stand that fucking narrow-minded shit. You have to sound like the day you did from the time you music changes. I'm not going to go on a rant. Fucking sort your lives out. And Katie Crizzy actually said that Split Wrist and Creepy Clown were her favorites. Yeah.
I never thought I would evolve and change too much. Like, because Kid Crush has been consistent with the whole like overboard, fucking explicit, uncensored, gore, crazy.
Oh no, that's
shit.
still there.
It's always been there. It kind of is. Like, not on this album. Like I knew I was doing something different, and I was nervous about it because I thought I didn't got one complaint yet, but I thought someone would be like, "Yo, where's all the murder and shit?" It's not there.
Speaking of uncensored gore and your affinity for movies, uh, what's your thoughts on Terrifier 2? Because I watched that for the first time yesterday, and I don't know. I'm keen to get your thoughts on it.
Well, this is going to be disappointing to some of my fans, but I'll be flat out and honest about it. You know, like I don't really watch horror slashes anymore. Like I get an unsettled feeling. It really started when I watched this movie called the Green Inferno. Like I used to like watch the shit like serial killer documentaries, all that shit. Study and make Kid Crush's character. I didn't just write that shit just because I was thinking it. You know, I watched shit to get inspired by to make this creepy, crazy shit together on a thing. So like, it didn't really used to bother me too much, but after I watched Green Inferno, there's this one torture scene in there, and it just hit me. I know it's fake, like I get it, but like the thing about just torturing people now, I don't know why, it just doesn't settle with me right anymore. But of course I'm going to check out Terrified because everyone's talking about it. But most of the time I'll skip slasher films these days. I skipped through the first one and didn't really watch the whole thing. I thought Art the Clown is fucking great comedy character, but when he starts killing people, I start cringing and skipping through it a little bit. The second one, probably one of the most horrifying slashed up scenes I've ever. I don't even have to mention which one.
Yeah.
I watched it about 3 times, that scene, even though it was hard to watch. I watched it 3 times, like one after the other. Just like, fuck, that is definitely one of the craziest slashy scenes I've ever fucking seen. But it's depressing.
I mean,
yeah,
look, yeah, I liked it. I was like, okay, yep. They went good with the gore. They went hard with the gore and that stuff, and that's cool, and I dig it. But like, man, the second half of that movie fucking dragged on.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember. I do remember skipping through bits and pieces. I don't know which one is which because I watched them both pretty much not back to back, but within the same week. Because I never seen the first one, but I do recall scenes of it. But the dude who plays him, like I said, besides the slasher shit, he's a fucking genius. Like he's such a good clown. Like I put him above Pennywise. Like how he's dancing around and stuff, and just his stare glazes and shit. He's so funny, man. I love watching him.
Yeah, like the character is definitely, I think, a cool character. I just feel like the way they kind of ran the second half of the movie, you could have probably cut half an hour out of it, and it would have been fine.
Probably. Yeah, they probably just got a bigger. They probably just got a bigger fan praise for it and bigger budget. So yeah, go wild, take it, do as much as you want.
Maybe, I don't know. So let's turn our attention then to this show coming up in Brisbane, Helvegenfest. Obviously,
how do you pronounce that?
I'm saying Helvegenfest. I don't know. I think it translates to the Hell Way. Is the actual translation from?
I think it's Norwegian kind of inspired.
Yeah, but I think that's what it translates from. It translates to the Hell Way. It's like something like that.
So we're not trying to send all you vegetarians and vegans to hell. We really don't care what you eat. It's just what the festival's called.
We're not. That's what it's called. Yep. But man, I'm keen as fuck for it because that lineup is enormous. It's at the Back Room, which I don't think you've performed at the Back Room before, have you? So,
nope, don't think so.
It's really cool though. It's a big room. Plenty of room for people. The venue's pretty good. The layout's nice. If they're gonna do the layout that I think they're gonna do, because I've seen them do a 2-stage festival there in the past, and it's kind of a main stage, side stage vibe. So it's a good setup there, and some of this lineup, like holy shit. Is there? What do you think? What can your fans expect at this one? Is there going to be anything kind of different from normal? Is it going to be like, all right, if you've seen me before, you know what you're going to get, or is there anything special in the works for it? Like, what are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm still going to be doing all the classics. There's parts of my show which just go so well, so I've recycled them over the many times I've performed. So, but I've got to switch it up here and there, throw in some new tracks. Although I haven't been to Brisbane since 2015, so just thought of Dimension hasn't even got promoted over there yet. So some of those tracks are finally going to get played over there for the first time. Yeah, so I'm actually again, time's fucking flying. It's been so long since I've been in so many places now, and it doesn't feel like that long ago. We were on that Assault tour. So
yeah, I was going to say that was the Underground Assault tour.
Yeah.
with Boondocks and Blaze. So
Yeah, so it's really
goddamn.
exciting to finally get back there. I haven't done Sydney in a long time either. I've done Melbourne and Adelaide more frequently over the last couple of years than anything. So yeah, just getting some classics out there. Some just sort of mentioned. Obviously, I'm throwing a couple of the new tracks in there. Also, some Rectal Birth is going to be in the mix because
Mhm.
I never get to get Rectal Birth on stage. So like I got to throw it in Key
Yeah,
Crusher. Though Caveman has
that's
been hitting the stage lately, which is cool. So
yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's so good. Glad
yeah,
to see
we've only
those
been
people
doing
on
local
stage.
stuff again, but
It's awesome.
But that caveman stuff's so hard to play too. I gotta say, that's so hard to play. Like,
yeah.
you know, it may have been a secret, sort of a little bit, but you know, I was you know lined up to play bass for you know a caveman tour. This was I think in the lead up to before COVID fucked everything up.
Yeah,
But the two more recent caveman film clips, so Death from Above and Pet Rock, I'm in those. Um,
yeah.
and you know, so that we were gearing up, you know, to do that shit, and like that shit was pushing my fucking limits, dude. Like it really was in terms of what I could actually play. Um,
Yeah. I apologize for that, man, but
no,
I'm
you
so
don't
appreciative
apologize,
that you did
man.
it,
Don't fucking
man.
apologize, dude. Like it's crazy shit. It's fun. It was fun to play, and it was challenging in the best possible way. Um, you know, I actually that bass that I bought to do that shit. I've actually like sold it because it was literally like I bought it only for that, and it was fully set up for that. And yeah, it's like I'm not doing anything that's kind of tuned that low or in that same vein. So I was like, you know what, I'm trying to clear stuff out. You know, get a bit of money in the pocket and everything. So that one got I kind of moved that one on to a new owner. But it's yeah, like that was some really cool stuff, and I've still got the mask sitting up in my collection and everything. So I actually need a new shelf for my collection. I've got so many now.
Yeah,
But
no, Caveman was nuts, man. And yeah, we only ended up doing local stuff, and like had another guy in Perth as well that was learning stuff, and Todd was on board as well. It's just yeah, once COVID hit, we only just started doing local shit, and like it's just so much harder to tour the band as well, like with packing all that equipment and everything. And Caveman's still like as old as the band is, it's still very fresh. Like it still feels like a brand new band. Like I feel like we started from square one again once we released a new album. And most people still don't even know that Evolution, the new album, is completely me. Like Gone to Wonderland is everyone, but like Evolution, start to finish, everything that you hear is me. Drums, guitar, bass, vocals. That's all me. I went bananas for that fucking shit. So getting people to actually play it live was very interesting. But yeah, I knew it was tricky for everyone because I went fucking inhuman. I did it even worse for Rectal Birth. I just for the new AEP. I'm like, fuck, this probably won't hit the stage. That's what I was thinking in my mind. We'll probably never do this live, so let me go fucking stupid.
it's just it's crazy though. Like I mean, you know, well, since you mentioned it, you know, a couple of times there, let's talk about the rectal birth stuff as well, because I think in the past, if I recall correctly, you've said to me kind of that the intention with rectal birth is to basically be unplayable.
Yeah,
You know, the idea is that
absolutely.
it's going to a place that is so extreme musically that it's kind of almost not physically possible for people to play that stuff, you know, in an actual live environment.
Oh yeah, well that's same with Evolution. It really isn't. But like when we were having discussions to take it to stage, like we always had to make adjustments to make it work.
Mm.
But the CD, there's absolutely no way someone could play some of that shit. But even the bass lines on some of those tracks, like that was the most bananas. I think I went with the MIDI tracks on there, like
Yeah.
inhumanly impossible to
I
play.
mean,
Uh,
I know some incredibly talented bass players that could probably, you know, they could potentially get their heads around it and their fingers around, but it's if for it takes kind of the best of the best, you know, to play
yeah,
some of that stuff as it is on the album. And like I love that. For me, I always say I'm always looking for stuff that's pushing the boundaries, trying to go like into the more extreme realms of like, you know, that's like I've never heard anything like that before. And I think that's something that, you know, something like Caveman or Rectal Birth is like, that's that's starting to push into a place that some bands like Black Tongue and Infant Annihilator have pushed into, where it's, you know, going so heavy that it's almost taking the piss. It's almost tongue in cheek because
Yeah.
it's so over the top.
It's like
That
better
it
lock a
just
lip
kind of
shit.
it just kind of becomes
Yeah.
silly. But it's
a
so
meme.
over the
Yeah.
top that it's silly in a way, but in the best way. And that's not to say that it's not serious
Yeah.
music, because it is, but like it kind of gets into that same territory, I think. It's actually
That's what half the fun is. I mean, heavy metal has always been about pushing the limits, seeing how far you can go. Once we stop that,
Yes.
obviously there's going to be a wall of some point, unless you start making like 40 and 50-inch guitar scales and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. Like, it's going to be some ridiculous notion. And even then, you have a look at it now. People make full, like you see those 28-string fucking guitars and shit
Well,
like that.
people, the thing is though, people don't, you know, they don't necessarily need to make more baritoned guitars to play lower now. Like the whammy technology is getting to the point where they'll use that for a drop. They'll use a pitch shift
Yeah.
to go from, like, you know, their standard stuff will be in, you know, drop A tuning, and then when they get to their breakdown, they'll hit a pitch shift pedal and change everything down to a lower tuning to play the
36 steps
breakdown in a
down.
lower. It's like drop, yeah, it goes to like
Yeah,
drop
no.
H tuning and stuff. But
the brown note. It's
but like
inevitable.
I love that. I love that, and I think
That's
that
what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to be standing in a crowd and someone play a breakdown so fucking low that I'll shit myself in the crowd. That is the next step in heaviness.
well, I've almost, you know what? It wasn't a breakdown, but I can remember when I went to see. Fuck, who was it? It was. I can't remember every band on the lineup, but it had Times of Grace, Chimera, and Machine Head, and it was at the Roundhouse.
That was the
And-
lineup. You just said the whole
and
lineup there. I was at that
sure
show.
there was sure,
No,
I'm
that
sure there
was
was
it. I was at that
but-
show.
well, that was a really cool one, but I was literally stood right in front of one of the speaker stacks. So I had all the W bin subwoofers like stacked to my height about 1.5 meters in front of me. So when that guy in Chimera took his fist and smashed down on the sample pad and the fucking bass drop went boom, I felt my fucking organs rearranging. Like I was
That's what she said.
yeah. But yeah, no, like I love that shit, and I'm all
Yeah.
about, like, just give me that heavier shit, that faster shit, that more extreme shit, that's just pushing the boundaries, because I want to hear it. I want to
That's
hear
what
it. If
made,
you've got
Slaughter to
recommendations, send them
Prevail.
through.
Slaughter to
you
Prevail
know.
so good. They had the perfect mixture of like so much heaviness and groove, and it just sort of met in the middle.
And it's like Slipknot 2.0 in a way. You can hear a lot of Slipknot influence in their stuff for sure. But yeah, actually, look, speaking of Slipknot, and while we've talked about Slipknot and nu metal and all of this stuff, man, I'm guessing you've seen the announcements around the Nu Metal Madness tour and Waylon Revis and Anders Kolsevny coming out and doing all of that. I think, are they hitting Adelaide on that tour? I think they are.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Hold on.
Oh, we got to look this up now. We got to look
I'm
this
sure
up.
they are.
Nu Metal Mayhem tour. All right, let's see what I can get. Oh, no, that's a single show. Wait up.
And
Wait
while
up.
while this is waiting, this is your perfect time, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe and do all that cool stuff.
Yep, like, subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified when we have stuff going up. Where's the fucking thing, guys? I need the whole tour poster. The whole tour poster. There we go.
You got it?
There is Adelaide. Yes, they're doing
Yeah, there
Enigma
you
Bar,
go.
12th of October. So, Joel, if you're watching, Joel, get this guy. Get Kid Crusher on the shit, please. Get Kid Crusher on that show. He needs to be on there, man. Needs to be
Yeah, I
on
know
there.
getting gigs is a little complicated lately. I don't know what the deal is. It used to be a lot easier to get gigs. I think most people, fishing for who can buy on and stuff like that. I've never been one to, buy a spot on a tour or anything like that or shit like that. So it's just really I don't know if I don't mesh well with most artists. And it is hard, especially I feel really awkward doing metal shows like Helvegenfest for one. Like it's gonna be awkward as fuck when there's all these bands playing all day and they lug all their shit off, and then I just walk up there with a DJ. It feels like I'm almost doing karaoke at the end of the night. Yeah, it's all. And then like if I'm gonna go to a rap show as well, these rappers just doing their typical hip hop tip top stuff, and then here I come with like screaming bloody murder and stuff. They all get uncomfortable. So it's very very hard to mix me with either
in
one.
that sense, though, I think you've hit the perfect. I think right now, like at this very moment in time, you were in the perfect realm to be doing that. Like new metal is on a massive trajectory up. People are at the stage where they just don't give a shit anymore. And realistically,
yeah, I guess.
You're a fucking pub's dream. There's only fucking two of y'all, and nobody's playing an instrument. You're fucking pub's dream. You're fucking pub's dream.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, no.
I can. That's the thing though. Like, I can remember when there was the show in one of the shows in Penrith,
Right.
and I can remember there was people complaining about on the fucking like Facebook, the pub shared post about the show, and there was people complaining underneath it going, oh, you got like, thought you guys are supposed to be a family friendly venue, like blah blah blah, how can you put on something, this looks like, how could you put on something like horrible like this is like, the Kid Crusher, like, oh, it's so offensive, blah blah blah.
You're taking your kid to the pub. They're gonna hear a lot worse.
But yeah, like that's I guess part of the problem that that I think, because look, horrorcore music has often had rock and metal influences woven in through it, and that's kind of informed part of the reason it's, I think, remained such a niche genre, because you almost have to be a fan of rap and metal and horror movies to enjoy it. And yes, there's a lot of overlap between like metal and like horror movie stuff, but once you start trying to weave the rap in there, and it's like you said, like it's too metal for the rap shows and it's too rap for the metal shows, which kind of is that awkward in between space,
I do get those people though, especially like say metal shows. Metal heads come up to me and say, I don't like rap, but yours is pretty cool, or vice versa. Like a rap person saying, I don't like metal, but yours kind of is cool for me. There are those black sheep in the crowd.
There absolutely is.
Have you ever thought of going down the whole fuck the system route and just being like, I'm just going to play rap shows, I'm just going to play metal shows. If you don't like it, fuck off. Like at the end of the day, you're there to play the show.
Oh, I'm not gonna decline a show. Like say Helvegenfest, I'm stomping into that. But I just feel awkward, Like I did it for Enigma at a Save the Enigma show. And it was a metal show, and I just got that unsettling feeling because it was just all these metal bands all day, and then here I am just karaoke. Basically, it feels like it. I feel like I need more stuff going on. Like a fake guitarist, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Have you ever just thought about just a guitarist? Borderline MC
really.
in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like if you got
really,
like a mad guitarist, that can hype up the crowd with you, and just use him as like a backup MC as well.
We used to have zombie girl dances, which was cool, but like then we'd have to keep looking for new ones in each city because we couldn't get people on planes, etc. So like it'd always be a hit and miss, and I always had some local girls that were working with me, but they're kind of retired from the scene now too. So I just gave up. Like it's just me and my DJ now. That's it.
Man, own that shit. Own it.
But I mean, look, the show's always energetic. It's really good. The fact that Psycho Circus show with Dark Cell in Melbourne a number of years ago, I think people are going to be a little surprised. And they'll kind of they'll see the setup and they'll be like, oh, what's this, and then if they're kind of like, oh, this doesn't look interesting, I'll go outside. The second you start performing, it gets to people are like, oh, they can come back inside because they're like, what the hell is this? This is like, this is something different. It's really heavy.
The showstopper for sure, because like not only are we like rapping and screaming and jumping around, we're also just funny as fuck. Like we just keep like just drilling shit people into it. That's one thing Violent J commented on my set. He's like, I like how you just talk to the crowd in between songs. Just keep talking. You don't just just do song. I have those breaks. I plan those breaks and actually have scripts for those things to
Oh
interact with
wow.
people. That's what I plan.
Mm.
I ain't just gonna guess. I'll just dribble. Oh yeah, how you guys doing? Yeah, yeah. I
No,
actually have a whole lot
people
like a
underestimate that. People underestimate that, man. Like for
Dude, a
Skunk
bit of
Bone,
thought.
for Skunk Bone, I do all like most of the talking on stage, even though I'm not the lead singer. And the amount of shit that I like practice, like I practice what I'm going to say at the stage patter at rehearsals, because it's for me anyway. Like some people can do it off the cuff, and that's great. Like I love them for that for
Yeah.
them, and it's great, amazing that they can do it. I can't fucking do it. If I'm trying to be off the
Sure.
cuff with it, I like trip up what I'm trying to say. I get my words
Yeah,
wrong. I
same.
just whatever. So I'm just I kind of practice it a little bit, not necessarily like word for word, but I'm like, all right, I want to say this, so I'm going to talk this, and I'll try saying a bunch of different stuff in rehearsals, and then on stage, whatever comes out comes out. But like having a plan for that is always
Mm.
always important, I think. And
Yeah,
we're
especially the
we're
theme to
working.
the next song.
Yeah, for sure.
Automatically, I think that makes up for the whole what you would conceive of lack of band and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, your music is it's such a forefront. It doesn't need like yeah, the band aspect to be fun, blah 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 blah. Neither here nor there. But what you actually bring to the table, energy, musicality, and presentation in your shows, it makes up for all that. Especially when you say you're interacting, you're talking with the crowd the whole time. And like Raf said, there aren't a lot of people that can just like, hey, firstly be able to write that stuff, because being able to write that sort of content and do it every time is hard enough, and keep it
Well,
funny.
It's because I'm an entertainer, man. I
yeah,
feel like I'm more of a actor within music. It's like especially Kid Crusher. He's a character. I got to develop some kind of theme. I'm not me up there. That's something else. As soon as the music goes, I'm over. I'm something else. And a lot of people complain about that too. Like I met Kid Crusher. He's nothing like he is up there. I'm
Mm.
depressed.
Then
What the fuck? I
that
thought he's gonna
means
be
I'm doing my
man.
job. That means you're doing your
But
job and you're doing it well.
yeah,
Separate the art from the artist.
I mean,
Yeah, I
something
get it.
I've always thought would be a really cool idea is, and it's a bit tricky if you've kind of been doing it for a while already, but always thought it'd be really cool to have like a sort of metal rap project, horrorcore project, that sits in that bracket that has sort of almost two versions of each of most of the songs. So you have like you have a version that works with a metal band, and so you get so you can do metal shows with like a drummer, a guitarist, a bass player, and maybe some of the more support elements in a backing track running along. But then you also have like more rap show versions of the songs, and I know you're making like twice as much work for yourself, whatever. But it's kind of like what Twisted's doing now, how they'll do like they can jump on metal shows and they'll have a drummer and a guitarist with them while they're doing that, and then on their rap shows it's just like the backing track and them doing it. And they kind of have two sets. They have like the metal shows, they play some of their more rock and metal focused stuff because that's got a lot of guitars in it, so they can have the guitarist play that stuff. And when they do the straight rap shows, they've got obviously their more beat focused songs instead. I've always thought that'd be a really cool project to try and get happening. But then obviously you've got to have, all right, if we're gonna go, like you basically have just a live band. You just have a live band that plays with you rather than writing all the songs with you and stuff. But I know
Oh,
that
I have definitely thought about doing a metal version of Kid Crusher, even just for an album or a tour. But like every time that opportunities came up, it's basically like, for instance, Todd from Berserker, he actually wanted to drum for Kid Crusher, and I said, I actually wanted to do Caveman, so I pitched that over that. So it was on that way, but yeah, I kind of prefer just keep Kid Crusher the way it is. It's already been
yeah,
doing what it is for such a long
that's
time.
cool, man. Like it's rad, and I love it. It's an idea that I've kind of toyed
Yeah.
with a lot myself. Maybe getting like me and an old Zachy boy doing something like that, which I think would be
Yeah.
really cool. Look, I think now, if I remember correctly, you were on way, back. You were our very, very first
You
guest
busted our cherry.
that we ever had on. on the podcast. So I'm trying to remember. I think we might have done
I think we might have done the fuck
did we
off
do?
files,
I think did the fuck off files when you were on last time,
but we didn't do quick
I
question.
can't remember.
but we didn't have the quick question quarter as part of our thing. So I think we should go ahead and do that if Kyle is ready to hit the
I'm
button.
ready, bro. I'm so ready.
Let's hit the button and do the next segment.
Let's do it.
That you had you could
Quick question
you do,
quarter.
you once you could do so you
Let's go. I love that cutaway.
All right, so this is for those of you who are new and maybe not experienced this before, and for Kid Crusher because he doesn't know this one either. This is the quick question quarter, spelt with Q's, not K's, because we don't roll like that. And it is time for where we basically ask our esteemed guest a number of rapid fire questions to get to know a little more about them, get to know a little bit about their musical history, and learn what makes them tick as a musician. And they start out easy and they get a little bit more challenging as they go on, a little bit deeper as they go on. So let's just start straight up with a nice easy one. What was the first instrument you ever learned to play?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Solid.
What was the
Yeah.
first album that you purchased?
It's either got to be one of Michael Jackson's albums or Criss Cross. I can't remember which one came first.
Solid. Solid.
Nice. What was the first live concert that you ever attended?
One that I wanted to go to, or one that I was dragged to.
One that you wanted to go to.
Insane Clown Posse Shangri-La.
Awesome. That would have been 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Shit.
Damn, all right. What is an instrument you've always wanted to learn?
Drums, but like I'm more better at doing it MIDI, but like I've always wanted to get an electric kit and play.
Awesome. All right. Now this is, I think this one might be a given, but we'll see. If you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, this is living or dead, active or not, any point in their career. If you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, who would it be?
I want to say Slipknot, but it's too big of a thing to follow. Or that's
No,
I'm either
this
gonna
is the
say
dream. This is the dream. If Slipknot's the dream, then fucking you can say Slipknot. This is no limits. This is ideal
the
world.
dream was always ICP, and already did that, so I can't say it. But otherwise, like I'll do it again.
Living his dreams.
All right. Okay, who is an artist or band you're listening to right now that you believe is underrated and deserves more attention?
It's always a good one.
Underrated's a hard word because
Doesn't have to mean unknown.
Yeah.
Just someone that you think more people need to be giving props to and paying attention to.
Kim Dracula.
Ooh, okay. I have heard of Kim Dracula. I've seen some of his stuff go viral on TikTok. I've not really listened to much, but he's Australian, right? Tasmania?
Yeah. So it actually made me sit down and rethink myself. I was like, man, if I was going to hand the throne to anyone, Kim Dracula, man, he's kicking ass.
Very prominent. Lots of like constantly releasing new stuff,
He's
right?
always
Like
doing collabs.
yeah.
He's in the collab
Like-
space. I've noticed he's in the collaboration sphere a lot.
I mean, I have to say, I think it helps that he's fairly good. He's pretty good looking by alternative person standards as well. That probably doesn't hurt anything. But no, very, very talented from what I've seen as well. Like I've seen and heard some cool stuff
He's
there.
a good
So.
looking chooky.
Another one I'm going to say is Attila. They're fucking rocking it too. I love the shit out of them.
Yeah, they go hard. What is something people may be surprised to learn about you?
I sleep a lot.
Lucky.
Well, those brain tacos take a while to digest, right? They're pretty heavy.
Yeah,
you
it
get the meat
seems-
sweats.
Seems like I'm energetic as fuck, but I'm sleepy. That Snow White sleepy guy.
Yeah.
It's because all that brain power is working to create new
You gotta-
music, man. Jeez, Louise.
Maybe.
I tell you what, after a few brain tacos, I know Bub Zombie always gets the itis. So, always gets the itis there. Okay.
I'm thinking about sleeping right now.
Oh, with that boring, are we?
No. It's the long day.
It's a
Long day.
constant
Nah, man, it's all good.
I'm always
It's all
thinking
good.
about sleep.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'm the same. I'm like,
When
I'm
is my
basically,
next nap?
yeah. As soon as I wake up, like the second I open my eyes in the morning, I'm like, right, how long till I can be asleep again?
Yeah.
All right. So you look, you've been around for a while. You've done a lot of music, a lot of stuff, a lot of it released, a lot of it unreleased. Um, what is the cringiest band name or song name that you've ever been involved with?
This is gonna be good. I can feel it.
Been involved with?
Yeah, so like whether it was like a collab or you were involved in the writing it or whatever, or just what's the cringiest band name or song name that you've ever been involved with?
I ain't gonna throw anyone under the bus. I can't do that.
Yeah.
You don't
Or
have
have
to
you got
tell us
any
who,
like
just say the
unreleased
name. Just say the name.
unreleased
Anything unreleased.
songs, unreleased songs that maybe have a title or something that you're like,
Oh, I can't
oh,
believe
I
made
can't,
that.
I can't believe I did
Nah,
that.
I ain't gonna. I got a lot of crit. Like I like started like when I was in primary school. So like everything from primary school up to 2005 is cringe. But I reckon even like yeah, I did a lot of embarrassing music. So I ain't even gonna give you the titles just in case you track it down or some shit. It's like,
He knows
well,
we
man,
work here, Raph.
man,
He
what-
knows we work here.
oh,
man,
man,
I was
you saw our Whalen interview, didn't you? You saw how deep we went on that.
true story. I was at this bar once wearing an ICP shirt, and this guy goes, "Oh, Juggalo," and I'm like, "This is before I kind of took off," and I was like, "Yeah, man. Have you ever heard of Kid Crush?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he said a title of a track that came out before my main studio, and I was like, "Get fucked." Like actually heard that shit. And I'm like,
Wow.
no,
You're an
I'm
OG.
like, you're joking, right? Or you just like pulling my chain at how ridiculous it is. Like, I feel like I was that, kind of rapper that'd be on Tosh Point oh back then. Like the really cringy rap shit. You got to start crap. Some people start amazing. I ain't gonna do that, but I started
Yeah.
terrible. I guarantee I was shit. I still think the first few
dude.
Kick Crusher albums are terrible.
I've got like, I've got stuff that I like horrorcore stuff I've tried to do from ages back that I'm just like, nah, that's just like that can never see the light of day. I've got it on a hard drive, and every so often I'll be going through listening to stuff, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've still got that. Should I like erase it from the face of the planet, or should I just leave it in case I can pull out an idea or a line from it or something like that down the. But
Nah, I'd keep it as one of
yeah.
those things where when you're really feeling bad about your writing progress, just listen to that. And it'll make you show how far you've come.
So last question here, a bit more wholesome. Okay, well, you know what? Okay, since we're not going to do the fuck off files this time around, we'll bring this question back. What is your most controversial musical opinion?
I don't think I got one.
Something where you go really against the grain from most people. Your hot take, your thing that is gonna you think people might get a bit pissed
Completely
off.
disagree with you on.
Completely disagree with me on. I don't know. And I ain't really much of a music critic, to be honest. So I can't really throw it. I'm criticizing my own music, but I'm not really too picky with other people's shit. Or I know people say, "Oh, can you listen to my thing and see what it sound? What do you think it sounds like?"
Oh, it doesn't have
I
to
give
just
you
be
much
music.
review.
It can be venues. It can be punters. It can be management.
Yeah.
It can
Oh,
be
right.
it can be anything within the
Yeah, it's just
sphere that revolves around music.
Yeah, just a hot take related to any part around
Like management or
music or
pulling their
music
thumb out and
business.
getting you over to the USA.
Yeah.
Press, man, press. Honestly, that's only just the last few experiences of trying to get press. Like just like they write about music, but it's all about how much money you got. Or like fucking get me started on DJ Khaled for a second. That's one thing that fucking irritates me.
Go.
Like he the best. He the best because he got a lot of money. That's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And all right, we'll close it out with something a little bit more wholesome. If you could give your younger self one piece of music-related advice, what would it be?
No, I think I was doing good back then, just having fun, and I still am. That's one thing I still like salute today. Like, just I was recording for me, and I wasn't worried about who else could hear it and what they're going to think about it. I was making it to impress myself and have fun, and I did, like that's one thing I still carry from when I first started is just having fun. But overall, yeah, like I wouldn't change anything because it got to me where I am, like and I'm
Awesome.
still
I
kicking
love
ass.
that
So
shit.
yeah,
I
That's
love I
mad.
love that mentality, man. That's great. That's really, really good.
Like mad respect, bro. Mad respect.
I appreciate it.
Because it's the journey that sets
Absolutely.
you onto this destination. And I mean, look, Metal Murder 4K is just fucking something special, man. Like, dude, it just sits in such a nice space. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate
good.
it.
Yeah. So if you've been on the fence about Helvegenfest, you absolutely have to get down there. Like
Dude, seriously.
what
Trust me.
number one, if you're a horrorcore fan or a Kid Crusher fan in Brisbane and you haven't got your tickets yet, fucking buy them because shit's gonna fucking like shit's selling. They're moving.
Dude, everywhere is
So
selling at the moment. Even in my home state of Sydney. Dude, y'all are buying tickets. The punters
get
are
'em.
showing up. And not just that,
Yep.
if you're over there in the back room, go get your juggalo on. All you juggalos and juggalettes,
Absolutely.
go get your juggalo on, man.
Absolutely. Like, we don't get, there's a lot of stuff here in Australia that we miss out on, and now you've got a homegrown horrorcore artist who's coming out here doing the shit, putting the work in, and not only is it going to be a great show overall,
It's going to be funny as
but
fuck.
as we said, this is the first time, as you said, this is the first time Kid Crush has performed in Brisbane in 8 fucking years. It's it's going to be crazy. The whole show is incredible. It's a fucking festival. It's 2
Stacked lineup.
stages, stacked lineup. It's enormous. It's absolutely fucking huge. I'll just run down the full lineup for people who
I
might
know
be
we always
interested
say
there.
it's
So,
stacked, but all the shows that we mentioned on here
I
are
mean,
fucking stacked. We can't help it.
look, yeah, we're not we only mention the stacked shows. Like it's how it is. So it's obviously Kid Crusher, Dark Law, Odious, We the Hollow, Magnetron, Warrior Within, Abysmal Fortress, Nuclear Vision, Run with Explosives, Death Plague, Snake Mountain, Slaves of Dissonance, Flesh Torrent, Serpentum, and Morana's Curse. Fuck that lineup, man. Like that's
That's massive.
enormous.
2
That is a
stages.
huge 2 stages. It's going all fucking day. It's
Get your juggalo
September
on. Get your drink on.
September 2nd. So let me check. That is a Saturday, so you can come down. You can space your drinks out. Don't go too hard too soon, but you can come down. You can chill. Just pace yourself with your drinks in your hand all day long. Have a great time. Paint your fucking face if you want to come down and paint your face.
Get
Do it.
amongst it.
It's gonna be fucking big. Have fun with it.
You
Have
know
fun
what?
with
You
it.
know what, Casey? That's what you should do. You should get a juggalo face painter.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah. Find someone. We should do that. We should find someone. I'll get some face
Come on,
paints and
Find it out.
find someone who
Let's
can
get
be like
let's get a juggalo face painter.
make that shit
Oh,
happen.
for the show, right?
Yes, for the show,
Yeah. No, for the show, of
I,
course.
I don't know many people in Brisbane though, so you guys have to set that
I'll
up.
ask
Sure, we'll
around,
have to
man. I'll
sort
ask
it out.
around. I'll see if I can make it happen. I'll see if I can make it
Nah,
happen because that'd be.
yeah, seriously. It's been a long time since I've been back to Brisbane, and I never take things for granted. You don't know when I'm going to be back. It's been fucking 6 years since I've been back or so. Like so, don't sleep on this opportunity to wait for the next time. While chats do come up about me, touring every now and then. I don't fucking know I'm going to be touring. So if you're in Sydney, how about take
Well, just
a flight over and come jam out with us? I have no idea. This could
look
be
at
the
the last
last time
few
I
years,
feel
man. Look at the
this
last
could
few
be the
years. Like,
last.
COVID shut everything fucking down for like two and a half
Exactly.
years. You don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm not trying to like scaremonger you into going to these shows, but like I think after
I am.
COVID,
You
we
could
need
die
to
tomorrow. Get a ticket.
we need we need to realize that like we need to take these opportunities when we got them, and people shows that I've just received a message. I have just received a message from one of the amazing people helping to run Helvegenfest, who is clearly watching the stream. Hi, Nathan,
Hey, what's up,
who
dude?
has dropped me a message saying, "I got you on a face painter. I may know someone." So it might be happening. It might be fucking happening, guys. It might be happening, guys. So look, we'll see if we can organize that for people. I think that'll be a rad fucking thing. So come on down, get your face painted up. It'll be an amazing time. It really is. It's going to be a special show. let's see. Oh, where's my notes here? I'm so professional, right? I've lost my fucking.
Not just that, it's so special, man. Like 8 years, 8 years since Kid Crusher's been inside Brisbane. He's
Yeah,
about to
and
be
you know
back
what?
inside Brisbane.
And you know what? I want to make a special thing too, because I'm gonna be there. Obviously, like I'm gonna be there with Nuclear Vision. We're gonna be doing our stuff, and you know, I'm gonna be for those. You know, I'm just gonna say it. Like I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be DJing for Kid Crusher there, and I think I want to take the opportunity to do something real special for this one. And you know, not that I'm trying to hijack your stuff. Like it's your show. It's not my show, but for me, I'm going to be taking my performance at the show, my part in it. I'm going to be putting the energy in and trying to dedicate that to Nutcase, because I think this is the first time I've performed with you since he unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. And, you know, it's always like, I love Amusement, that song you guys did together. I fucking love it. It's a mad song. I think it's incredible. Um, you know, I wish I got to see it more, but I got to see it at least once, which like I'm stoked with. So that's really cool. And you know, I mean, to
Yeah,
be
man.
fair, I got to see him do his parts from it, and I actually said to him, I'm like, man, if you ever want to do like the whole thing, I was like, I'll learn Kid Crush's parts and get up there and do it with you. Um, but yeah, no, like I think I'm gonna. He was a very very special dude, and it's just very sad that he's not with us anymore because
Man, he was freaking amazing. Like the most humble, chill, like supportive guy. Like I remember, like I'd be in the back, stressing about my gig or whatever, and he just come in, like brighten the room up, get my energy level up. Not like a freaking way, but just a chill way, man. No, man, just freaking out there, go have fun. Just my whole mentality just changed. The guy is like so cool, and like we
yeah,
kept in touch for a long time, and every single time I went to Sydney, I hit him up and we're like, let's do amusement. And the last time we talked, we kind of trying to figure out where Died Souls were. That was the last time I was talking to him, and we're like
yeah,
talking, yeah, we're gonna do amusement one more time. I think I was doing I think it was just around the time we were doing the Tattersouls Souls again or something.
mm,
Can't remember which gig or Penrith, one of those. I was
yeah,
asking him to open up, but for some reason it just didn't end up happening. But yeah,
yeah.
the
It didn't
next
come
time
through.
next time I go to Sydney, I was planning on playing amusement, but letting his parts just play out.
Mm,
Just stand there and let him have his shine. Do a
yeah,
little
man.
dedication. But I'm all for
Well, dude, I think
doing
you
that
know what?
dedication one.
I think I might still be in contact with his son on Instagram, and his son
Cool.
went into doing music as well.
That's cool.
So if you wanted to do amusement, man, I could try and reach out to him, get you guys talking. If you wanted to get him up to do it, maybe that's up to you. I
If
mean, we
that's
don't have to. You know,
Wow.
it's just an idea, man. It's just an
Wow.
idea. I think that
My
might be
heart.
cool, but it's you know,
You know,
that's
yeah,
it's
if
something
that's
that
it's
something he wants to do.
it's
Yeah,
stories like that you hear, man. Just shows you how tight knit the community is
mm,
and how much of an
yeah,
impact people make.
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I recently lost my one of my best friends last year, Peter, because and I got to give him that major love as well. Shit's been fucked since I lost him, and like the more I think about it since he's been gone, is like he was probably one of the main reasons I started doing Kid Crusher, because I met him when I was doing wrestling, backyard wrestling, and he was just my next door neighbor, and I just kind of shouted him over the backyard because he had a metal shirt on to come and hang out. Didn't think he would, and he did. But like anyway, years gone, he just keeps showing up to the wrestling shows, and then like my wrestling group kind of fell apart, and no one really kept reaching out to me except him. Like he kept like just showing up, and I was down the dump, didn't know what I was doing, and we just kept messing around doing music just for fun, and it just inspired me to get back to making music. So like I got to give mad love to my mate Peter because for getting me into music again, and yeah, I'm gonna give him mad love. There's actually a dedication to him at the end of Metal Meta 4K. I don't think anyone's really noticed it yet, but there's a little skit at the very end where it was like an unreleased kind of thing we recorded together. So yeah, much love Peter because.
Oh,
yeah, man. It's sad, like, and it's really sad because I think it's, you know, we're all kind of getting to that stage in our lives where unfortunately stuff like this is going to become more
more and more
common for
prevalent.
us.
Yeah,
And you know, it really is. It's important that we embrace every day, and we choose to live life while we're here and do the things that we want to do and pursue the dreams that we've got, because life's too short. That's the whole reason that I decided, fuck it, I'm going to do that holiday, that American holiday I've always wanted, and go to WrestleMania and do all of that shit, because like what am I going to do? Just fucking sit on my ass for the rest of my life about this stuff? Like, you have to go and do it. And yeah, man.
That's cool,
It's,
man. Yeah, you went wild with that. Congrats on that, brother.
Oh, dude, it's fucking crazy, man. It was crazy. Like 90 fucking thousand people in the one place like that, screaming and cheering for, like,
Would have been
you know,
electric.
like when Kevin and Sammy won the titles, like it was elation in there. And then conversely, the next night when Roman Reigns retained the fucking title, it was just like the air went out of the whole fucking room, and just 90,000 people being shocked to their core that way. Like, I feel like that's as close as I'll get to to feeling what the room must have been like when Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was so certain that Cody was going to beat Roman for the title. Everyone was dead set, like, Cody's winning, he's going to beat Roman, this is what it's going to be. And then the 3 count happened, and everyone was just like, there was this like silence for a fraction of a second before the place erupted in boos. And it was just like, it was the result no one expected. It seemed a foregone conclusion. It was a foregone conclusion that Cody was going to win. And when that didn't happen, and like, mind you, leaving the venue, like, I was walking back to my hotel, and some fucking smart cunts were driving down the road with their windows down, blaring Roman Reigns theme music with the ones up out the fucking window. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, you fucking, all right. But
You were the 4 people in the whole place.
but yeah, you have to do this stuff. If you find yourself with the opportunity to do these things, I feel like you kind of have to do them. And it's,
Man, you're always going to die wondering. At least if you've done it and you know you fucked it up, you at least die trying. Don't die wondering, die trying.
yeah, I mean, like, and that's it's like, I put it in the same boat as when I was in Tensions Arise and we went over to the States to record with Logan. Like, we got to go and do something that so many metal bands from Australia dream of doing. We got to go and record with a known metal producer in fucking Los Angeles, and be like, we got to experience that and do that. And yes, it fucking cost us a shitload of money to do it. No, we were never going to make that money back. But
You don't know
we
that.
did it. We did it because it was the dream, and we had the opportunity to make it happen. We had the means and the opportunity, and we fucking did it. So yeah, don't wait to chase your dreams. Get out there and do that shit. Because
You're all going to die
if you
anyway.
don't-
We're all
if
going to
you-
die
if you
anyway,
don't-
bro.
if-
We ain't
if
getting
you
out of this
don't-
alive.
well, if you don't do it, someone else will.
Yeah. Like, what do they say? There's no risk without, like, there's no reward without risk.
Yeah.
The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
Yeah.
And I'm
And-
not saying
Also-
out there and go and try and be fucking Pablo Escobar or anything, because that's a big risk. Yes, it's a big reward, but that's a big risk. But other stuff, yes.
Just also appreciate your friends and your family if you got them. You're gonna just shout out to your mom, shout out to your dad, shout out to your best friend. Yeah, just do it. If you got dramas with your siblings, whatever, squash it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Again,
That's
I had
it,
a beef
man.
with my brother for the longest time, and I squashed it just not long ago. Like, don't be caught up on fucking hate and
I'm
crazy
glad to
shit.
hear that you
Fucking be
guys
happy.
squashed that, man. I'm glad to hear you guys were able to resolve
That's
that.
awesome.
It's still not the way it used to be, but it's alright.
It's hopefully moving in the right direction, at least.
That's
you
it.
know.
It'll be one
Yeah.
defining
Yeah, that's
moment that'll
lovely.
change everything, man. It always is. It all starts as like healing. Healing is a slow process.
Yeah,
Just
you're
gotta
right.
drop hate. You gotta drop hate and envy, man. You just gotta drop
Yeah.
that shit. It's like a big thing. I used to bite on freaking hate and like black people out of my life a lot. Now I just freaking drop that shit. I ain't gonna focus on negative as much as I usually do.
It's funny how you
Yeah.
find that when you get older, you don't even bother. You just cut it out. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a skin cancer. You just cut that shit out and fuck it off. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't
Just
like
don't
I only
waste
got
your
s-
energy on
yeah.
it.
You only got so many finite years on this life, and even then you could take a step out tomorrow, and who knows what could happen. Why waste your time with people that are just going to bring you down? Although you don't want yes men in your life, you got to understand who your friends are because it takes a true friend to tell you that you're a fuck up and that you need to pull your head in.
True.
Absolutely. All right, Katie. Yep, you're 100% right, Katie. Live the dream. Don't dream the dream. All right. Well, look, we're getting towards the end of things here. We're gonna take it home soon, I think. But let's do, mate. Do you want to stick around with us? Do you want to hear a very, very special exclusive song from one of Brisbane's finest? This is a Brisbane band called Trip Sitter. They kind of like, they do all sorts of really cool rock stuff. Very,
Psychedelic.
very hippie guys. The front man, Jack, he looks like he looks like a 70s porn director walking around there with his fucking with his hair, the way his hair's cut, and his fucking
He owns the look so
pink.
hard.
pink fucking big old pink round glasses and like floral button-up shirts and everything. I'm like, you look at this guy and you're just like, oh, you would absolutely be like a fucking hippie commune leader in the fucking back in the day. But they do really good fucking music. So
They do. They're
we haven't
amazing.
heard this before. This song comes out tomorrow. It's called Free, I think is the name of the song. It comes out tomorrow. I'll just refresh. They have that gig coming up, and I'll get the details again tomorrow night at Black Bear with Chamberlain and Bonsai Bay. So get out there for that one. I'm going to bring this stream up here. We are going to have a listen. And yeah, this is the first time hearing it. We'll give some
Alright,
reaction.
So hopefully we don't get too much echo. I might just mute you guys real quick just to make sure we don't get any echo. Now it's giving me the download. I could play it before. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
I see you seeing the truth.
Yep, going to.
Last all
Oh, no.
direction.
No, Trip Sitter. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. There it is. Media player. Go live. All right. All right.
I see
Hear it?
you seeing the truth. Last all direction.
No, they can hear it.
Universal disarray by sociable refuse. We've been right of conviction. Last all direction. It's time.
Let's put it back. Okay.
I see you seeing the truth. Last all direction. Universal disarray by sociable refuse. We've been right of conviction. Last all direction. It's time we opened our eyes. Well, I see the red flags coming, the hateful hearts coming, and a runner from a cynical mess made us stubborn in this little old world full of corruption. Capitalism is the route to destruction, making us blind, but stealing our time, keeping our hands locked up in tiny little boxes, pumping out blood full of toxins, and all really want is to look up and say, we just want to be free. Well, no, we just want to be free. Oh, we just want to be free. Well, no, we just want to be free. Yeah. Oh, wake up and you'll see. Detach your mind inside you find moments are true divine. Every little moment of your life torn apart and analyze. Holding all your fears aside, you let it go, you let it ride. Liberation through creation, the only way towards our salvation. Reality will try to hold you back. You gotta realize it ain't got the facts. Pressure from the third dimension ain't worth the strength of your attention. history. Our manifestation is the next step in our cultivation. Not for me and my temptation. Everyone in every nation, oh, we just wanna be free. Well, no, we just wanna be free. Oh, we just wanna be free. Well, no, we just wanna be free. Yeah. Oh, wake up and you'll see. Wake up and you'll see.
Solid as fuck, man. Hold on, let me unmute ya.
Oh my
Dude.
god. Oh my lord. That was fucking amazing.
In all seriousness, those guys just go leaps and bounds, and I'll tell you the reason why is because none of their tracks sound the fucking same. Everything you
Yeah.
get is something fresh. It's all trip sitter.
Yeah. Always. It's always got that vibe for sure, man. For sure. Man, Jack, you fucker. You did it again. You and
Just
your boys
take
did
a
it
breath,
again,
man. Jesus fucking Christ.
man.
Look, that guy's
yeah.
phrasing, his technique is yeah.
Yeah, rad dude. Nicest dudes too. Nicest
They
dudes. They are super nice. All right. Let's wrap it up. Let's take it home. Once again, Helvegenfest. If you fucking not got your tickets, go out and buy them right now. Buy them right now. I think at the
Juggalo
door
face
they're
paint
like.
pending.
I think at the door they're going to be like $50. So hit up the bands that are on the show. You can get your tickets a little bit cheaper. I think. If they've still got them available. If not, I think
Sucker,
buy
you
them.
missed
Yeah,
out.
go and book them now. But don't wait to get them at the door. Go and buy them now. I think they're doing some t-shirt sales as well. They're doing like a pre-order on a Helvegenfest t-shirt. So go and get that. That'll get you fucking tickets into a draw. You get like a skateboard. I think they've even added
That's
like
cool.
some more prizes to the raffle. That's like a fucking like a dab rig and a bong or something as well. which
Oh,
I
that
don't
is.
know,
I'm
like,
going up there just for that.
I don't. I don't know how they can fucking do that legally.
You know why?
Right?
Because, no, they haven't.
But,
It's not been used. It's as far as you're concerned, it's a vase or a water pourer and just a little e-nail.
But yeah, so they've got you pre-order the t-shirts. They're like $30 or $35. You can get you're in the raffle to get a skateboard and then the other things, and you can buy like more tickets on the night if you want for that as well. Go and get the fucking tickets right now. They, like I said, $50 at the moment. But I don't know if they're more at the door, but book them because you don't want to risk
It's a
missing out.
stacked lineup. You're gonna have a mad day.
I mean, fucking Dark Lore. If you don't know Dark Lore, they basically do like fantasy and video game inspired music, which is amazing. And their outfits are hectic as well. They're all dressed up in like fucking like the most like the craziest. Like, okay, if you've seen Maleficent, you basically like what Angelina Jolie's wearing in that is like what these guys fucking wear. It's like crazy like horns and fucking like not quite like black metal type stuff, but it's literally like they've stepped out of a fucking dark fantasy novel. It's crazy. These guys, they're amazing. We the Hollow are an incredible fucking band. They got their riding on that mask new metal thing as well. So like it's gonna be great. Like face paints, masks, that whole vibe is what's gonna be going down here. So you're not gonna be out of place coming down with your face painted. You're not going to be out of place getting your face painted there. It's going to be fucking incredible. Kid Crusher performing for the first time in 8 years in Brisbane. Like, this is not a show that you want to miss. But I'll run down the full lineup again. So Kid Crusher, Dark Lore, Odious, We the Hollow, Magnetron, Warrior Within, Abysmal Fortress, Nuclear Vision, Big Breath, Run with Explosives, Death Plague, Snake Mountain, Slaves of Dissonance, Flesh Torrent, Serpentum, and Marana's Curse. Woo! 2 stages. That's the 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 2nd of September, 2023 at the Back Room. Holy fuck, man. I'm excited as fuck for this one. I'm going to be wrecked by the end of it, by the way.
Oh,
like,
dude.
doing a fucking nuclear vision set, and then having to get up and dance my ass around
It's going to be
doing
so many Red
doing the Kid
Bulls.
Crusher stuff.
Time
Man,
for a
I'm gonna
nap.
if I can go and have a nap before I get changed and put my face on, right?
Yeah,
But
other
no,
face
it's
on.
but that's why I did it. That's why that's why I painted up the mask there in the old clown paint design, and we're gonna wear that one special for this show because like it's a special occasion. I thought it'd be nice to do something kind of different there, so went down and got the paints to do that. But it's gonna be a grand old time. So shake your butts down there while you're doing it for sure. We are going to be trying to line up some more of these bands from Helvegenfest in the lead up to things as well. So stay tuned. Two Dudes Talk Music on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the fucking subscribe button, hit
Don't
the
go to Twitch
notification
anymore.
bell. Don't go to Twitch anymore. I
We're
think
here
this
now.
YouTube stuff needs to be working better. I think this is our new home. So subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified when our stuff goes up. We're not putting videos up multiple times a day, so you're not going to get spammed with all that shit.
Nah, we are
You
once
get
a week job here.
You get notified about the lives and maybe the occasional reaction video that we do. Also, as we mentioned as well, New Metal Mayhem Australia and Aotearoa tour is still selling. Tickets are fucking moving for that too, so go and buy them for sure. Brisbane is going gangbusters. Those early birds
Sydney's
are sold
going
out.
gangbusters too.
The GA tickets are fucking moving, so you want to get on top of those for sure. And you know what? The Brisbane show for that as well, since we're talking about Brisbane, if you're in Brisbane, this show is already huge. You got Waylon Revis doing Mushroom Head and Killer's Confession stuff. You got Anders Cole 70 doing fucking Mate Feed Kill Repeat in full. You've got Chaosis, you got Sin Soto, you got Piston Fist. There is 3 more bands to be announced for that fucking show. It is basically going to be the biggest show of the whole fucking tour. So, and that's going to be massive. You will not want to miss that one. On top of that, mate, Kyle, what have you got coming up? With
Man, I
your
haven't got a great deal.
stuff?
I'm lining up a lot of interviews. It's just all lining up at the moment. It's just,
Sure, man,
yeah.
that's awesome.
But, you know, the work is getting done. But in saying that, I love being busy here. As long as I'm busy doing this, as long as I'm busy doing something in this space, I'm happy.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
And
We
a
love
big
that.
thing, Katie Crizzle, Hazard Halo, and Lone Wolf NC. Thank you so much for getting involved in the chat tonight. We really do appreciate it. We love it when people get involved in the chat.
We love that. You guys bring the energy. You guys help us keep this shit going for sure. It's always very entertaining. In terms of us, what else have we got, man? We have next week, I believe we have lunchtime coming
Ooh.
on.
We'll
We've
have
got
lunchtime at
coming
dinner
on.
time.
Lunchtime at dinner time. So it's a band from Brisbane. They have been going basically since they were all in high school together, if I understand it
They've
correctly.
actually been mentioned a couple of times on this podcast.
They've been going, yeah. We've talked about. So they're a band we've been wanting to get on for a little while. That's going to be really, really good. So we're really enjoying that. Go and shake yourselves down. Like as I said, get to these fucking shows. If you haven't already, go and listen to Metal Murder 4K for fuck's sake.
Please,
Like
do
don't
yourself a fucking favor.
don't waste
Sort your
your
lives out.
fucking days. Don't waste your weekend not listening to it. Right? Like that's your mission for this weekend. That's your homework. We're not want to giving you like PTSD flashbacks to high school or nothing.
No.
But that's your homework for this weekend. Is go and listen to Metal Murder 4K.
And if your
Start-
ass ain't shaking during it, I'll buy you a beer.
yeah,
That is how, like, mate, solid as fuck.
While you're talking about Mushroom Head, it just reminded me of something. If you want to hear a quick story before you
man,
start
go
off.
for it. Let's. Yeah, we're always down for a good story.
I was touring with Jeffrey Nothing, not Mushroom Head. It was 2 of the Mushroom Head members. It was Jeffrey Nothing and Skinny, the drummer. And that was with Head PE. I did Perth and Brisbane. This was in 2012. Funny story. I haven't really talked to many people about it, but it left a scar on me, literally. So I can't remember which city it was. I think it was Perth. It may have been Perth. It's most likely Perth. After, like, I was really kicking it off with Skinny, the drummer. We just click together. We're just talking and talking and talking. I didn't even get to see Head PE play because he just wanted to chat, and I wanted to chat with him too. So we ended up drinking, and he's anyway, we drank a little bit at the venue, and then when we got back to the hotel, I went up to my room and I hit the balcony and look over, and Skinny's over the balcony, and he says, "Wait, is that fucking Kid Crusher over there?" And he's like, "Oh, hey," and he's like, "Come over." and there was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. I think Jeffrey was there too. And he's like, I know you don't really like vodka, but you gotta drink vodka. At the time, I didn't like vodka, but like we're slamming vodka shots. So I was just like, fuck it, I was slamming vodkas. Um, we're talking about doing a collab together and stuff. Just heaps of shit came up. It didn't fabricate in the future, but we talked about it. Anyway, at this go, the promoters didn't get a proper hotel just for me, so I was sharing with the sound engineer, I think. So that was cool. I didn't mind, but the sound engineer, it was like a 1 bedroom, so he was sleeping on the floor.
Hold on,
At this
hold on.
point, he
Oh wait, I think the shit's cut out.
Hmm?
Do you
Cut
want to,
out.
do you want to check your live? I just said cut out.
Yeah, no, I'm still seeing it.
All right, cool.
You good? So yeah, the sound engineers crashed out on the floor. I knew that when I left, and like I tried to creep in the room, drunk as shit on vodka, and I like took one step over him, and for some reason I smacked the top of my head on a shelf, and instantly just hit the ground on top of him. Woke him up. I'm just like, sorry man, sorry man, sorry man. And he's like, oh no, fine, you're right. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I just jumped into bed, passed out, woke up the next morning in a puddle of blood all over my pillow. The pillow was bright red.
Shit.
I go like this. There's blood pissing down the back of my. I could have died right there. I thought like there's so much blood on this pillow. I flipped it over like it was like just all the way through the other side, all over the bed. There's so much blood. And like instantly I flipped over because I didn't want anyone else to know. I was like, oh fuck, I fucked it. I didn't want anyone else to think there's something wrong with me. So I go shower, fuck it up. I've got a hole in the back of my head basically. So that's the story of how I fucked my head during the Mushroom Head tour.
Oh no!
Oh Jesus!
Fuck, man.
For any people
Yeah.
that missed that story, you're gonna have to rewatch the stream and get to the end part.
That makes my like face plant. You know what it is? It's Perth. It's something about Perth, man. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's where I
I'm
face
pretty sure
planted
it
a
was
coffee
Perth.
table. That's where I face planted a coffee table
You
2
know
hours
why?
before I had to be
Because
at a
you're not
fucking
used
thing
to seeing
on
the
stage.
sun set over the beach.
Over the ocean. Yeah, that's what it
that's
is.
what it
Like,
is.
It's weird vibes, man. It's like I'm like it feels backwards. Everything feels ass backwards out there. It's the same in LA. It's the same in LA. You're like the beach is that way. The sun should rise there, not set there. It's just us East Coast fucking people,
Y'all are
man.
fucking backwards.
We can't live that West Coast life. Yeah. All right. So look, thank you, man. Really, really appreciate it coming on. Look, as you say, I know you don't sort of get a lot of have a lot of gigs and stuff happening there at the moment. Is there anything else that's maybe in the works gig wise, or is it just kind of this for now?
Things have really come to conversation, especially some things that could be international, maybe. But some more conversations have been happening lately more than the last few years. So, like, possibly, but nothing set in stone yet. It's all talks. But talking is good. Like I said, I haven't had many gigs in a while, so there's a lot of talking happening lately.
All right. Well, look, guys, keep your ears to the ground. Keep an eye on the socials. Go and follow Kid Crusher on all the relevant places because that that's the only way you're gonna know about this shit. Interact with the stuff. Go and keep an eye on it because, and you know what you mean. You have to go and check this stuff sometimes because Facebook doesn't like showing stuff to
No,
people.
it doesn't, especially in our where we're not fucking we are not algorithm friendly. Like heavy metal is not algorithm friendly. Please go out and check these people out, man. They need your support.
Go and check the pages. Check the pages. Keep on top of that stuff. Go and listen to the album. Like we said, Metal Murder 4K. Start with the volume low so you don't fucking blow your head off when it starts in, and then just turn it up as you go because it needs to. It's meant to be. You can listen to it real fucking loud once it's going, but like that first song, it just might fucking give you.
It'll be fine. It'll give you a jump, but it ain't gonna blow anything. I've tested everything.
No, it won't blow anything up. It'll
not
just
gonna blow anything up. Not gonna blow anything up. But it'll fucking flip your lid. That's for sure. Katie said always. Katie has said, KC, always a pleasure. Still waiting on the postman. I don't know. We had to. Is there? Yeah.
We had that comment from Nick.
Like, yeah, Nick was on earlier as well before we had the other fucking stream fucking around, and there was like, I don't know. Whoever's is it
date and time
going out with drop shipping and stuff like the last past stuff, or what's the go with these albums? Because like post office doesn't seem to like them.
Like what? What do you mean? Sorry.
Oh, they're like fucking people People are
haven't got
saying
their
they're getting like
cities.
delays getting the album and stuff.
Oh, the 4K editions, those were delayed because they just had to get made in America, shipped to me, and then I had to transfer them, sign them, and then ship them back out. And it
Okay.
took
Alright.
freaking forever for them to get here. So anyone who's ordered these ones, I've still got a couple here. The Blu-ray edition, 4K cases, those ones, the only ones
Yep.
people won't be getting yet. But yeah, they'll show
Okay,
up.
cool.
All right, cool.
Well, yeah, so there you go, guys. That's why it took forever to get to him. So that's what it is.
These things takes time. You will get
yeah.
your product.
He's on top of that stuff for sure. They're all gone out now, so it shouldn't be long now. All right. Thank you very much, man. Really, really appreciate it. As I said, you kept great to have you back after being the first guest. And now it's like not that it's almost a year, you know what I mean? Like it's almost just a little over a year since we had you on last time.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
very, very cool to see that. I am really looking forward to seeing you in person again for the first time in
Hell
way
yeah.
too long, in a
Fuck
couple of
yeah.
months. So yeah, man, let's make some shit happen. Also, stick around for a few minutes if you could after we wrap up the stream because I want to talk to you about something real quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much. As I said, we got lunchtime next week. We're trying to line up more of these bands from Helvegenfest to come on and talk about all this shit. So that's hopefully going to be in the coming weeks. And then in the run up to New Metal Tour, we are going to be trying to have some more of these people coming on, some more of the bands from that coming on, including hopefully looking likely, hopefully we get Anders on, who is famously not a fan of talking to the press. So
But we're not the press. We're just the dudes.
yeah, we're just the dudes.
Yeah, we're just
So
the dudes.
can't
man.
wait. Can't wait to try and have that happen. Trust me, I've been digging so deep. I've been digging so deep into the history of like you thought I was
style, eh?
you thought I was digging deep on the Whalen one, man. Like you got no idea. I went
Don't-
freaking
Don't
I
upset the
spent
talent.
I spent like all fucking day, like 8 hours the other day with dozens of tabs open in my fucking browser trying to filter through shit and find like all the little details. So
Shit.
yeah. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to everybody in the chat for getting on board. Really, really appreciate that. As we were saying before, take care of each other, love one another, love yourselves, look after each other.